According to a Pew Research 2024 study, a large number of Americans say the role of religion in public life is shrinking and is believed to be bad for the country. The survey reveals that 57% of Americans believe religion plays a positive role in public life, while only 19% have negative views of the role of religion. Overall, there are widespread indications of unease with religion's trajectory in American life, and this is not just among religious people. A remarkable 80% of U.S. adults currently believe the influence of religion in American life is dwindling. Pew finds over 60% of these think this is a bad thing. According to the findings, 44% of Americans say the government should not declare the country a Christian nation, but should promote Christian moral values. Bill Donahue, Catholic League president, said the concern for the decline in religion in public life has more to do with the fact that religious values has a stabilizing effect on individuals and in society. Donahue went on to say that character building, which is essential to citizenship, is facilitated by religion. Unfortunately, American society has become more unstable, and character building has become more difficult. Dr. Donahue believes that the majority of Americans echo the belief of the founders, who did not want an established church, but they wanted a nation that would benefit by advancing Christian-inspired values. The Pew study found under half of U.S. adults say the Bible should have more influence on the laws of the U.S., including 27% who say the Bible should take precedence over the will of the people if the two conflict. The study at the same time finds majorities of U.S. adults, 77%, who say churches and other houses of worship should keep out of politics and refrain from endorsing candidates. There is a bit more openness to the notion of churches and other houses of worship being able to express their views on day-to-day social and political questions. Meanwhile, 56% of U.S. adults say life in the U.S. has become harder over the last 10 years for people of deep religious faith, much larger than the 13% who say it has become easier. More on this later. The Pew study showed a large majority of Americans, 74%, saying religion's influence in U.S. life is declining, down from 78% though back in 2019. Majorities across the religious and political spectrum agree that religion's influence in American society is waning. White evangelical Protestants and Republicans are especially likely to say religion is declining in influence and that this is a negative development. The study did point out signs of awareness about religion's influence among some groups in the population. U.S. Jews and religiously unaffiliated are far more apt than Christians to say religious organizations have too much influence in politics. The majority of Democrats, 60%, say they think religious organizations have too much influence in politics. Among Republicans, by comparison, just 21% say religious organizations have too much political influence, while 45% believe they have the right amount. 33% say they don't have enough political influence. The Pew study also noted that 48% of U.S. adults say there's a great deal of or some conflict between their religious beliefs and mainstream American culture, an increase from 42% in 2020. The number of Americans who see themselves as a minority group because of their religious beliefs has increased as well, increasing from 24% in 2020 to 29% this year. This spike in Americans who see themselves as a religious minority, while small, appears across several faith groups. For example, white evangelical Protestants rose from 32 to 37, white non-evangelical Protestants from 11 to 16%, white Catholics from 13 to 37%, and Jewish Americans from 78 to 83%. Pew noted this was a definite uptick in Americans who think of themselves as a minority as a result of their religious beliefs. This is H.A. Graves.